Hello and welcome to another episode of me drawing. Ooh, drawing. Well, we're going to be drawing and painting. And I'm going to have a nice cup of coffee. Got a cup of coffee on the go today. And I put a board under my page just heightens the end so I can see it better. Because I find if I have it flat, I'm putting my head over the top and that would be here. And then, well, these videos would be just the back of my head. So I thought I'd best do something. Anyway, we're going to draw in some lines. Can I see it? I can just about see it. We've got a roof here. And the building. Is that about right? Yeah, so we've got that one, and then we want this one over here. So I think it's about right. And then we've got it's about there. The end of the building, and then the roof. Say about like that. It's about right. I'm going to quickly sketch in some of this because I had a disaster the other day. Well, yesterday, in fact. I was doing this painting with these people in it, and while we're doing this, just a quick tip: if you do a block that's at an angle and you do a cross like this, then you've got the center of that area, and that's where I want my door to be, right in the center. It's quite good, isn't it? Just in case you haven't seen that tip. I know this is very faint, so I apologise if you can't see it very well. But I do actually want it to be faint. This is a gutter, a downpipe for the guttering. And there's obviously there's a gutter all the way along. This old building, this old stable. While we're doing that, let's just think about the top of the door as well, because if it's there, the next door is there. This is actually a bigger door anyway, because you can get a horse out of this door. Oh, there's a door open. It's actually about there, I think. Something like that. And then the door opening. About like that. Look like this. Getting it quite close-ish. Close-ish. I think sometimes you have to use a pencil to get it started. I mean, I could spend a while getting this started using paint, but my experience now is that takes too long for a video because I'm messing around. I mess around for too long. And this is probably easier anyway. There's just a darkness there. There's nothing really there. I think that door's got a bit too big. But then again, if we have it the size that it is, it's going to make the painting a bit boring if the door's smaller. See, I always think about other things about the painting itself, rather than just copying. If you look at things that you like, you can extend and make something a bit bigger than they are. Got an old post here. We'll get back to the old this. Put this in. There's a line here. Another line of action. There's actually a wall there against. Well, the wall is. Yeah, about there. Something like that. We've got this post. And there's this wall here. There's another window there, but you can't really see it that well. There we go, something like that. We'll just do that. There's a lot of light on this. I don't really need to paint the light on, to be honest, because I can, draw the light on, I can paint it. There's a gate here. Make sure we use that line. There's the middle of the gates there. It's kind of a diamond, and that goes like that. And what I might do is just draw them on. There's a sign here. It's just white. You could see it probably through the... Oh no, it is a... You can just about see text, but it's very faint. Something like that, and then we can see the other post. The other post here. Something like that. So we've pretty much got a sketch done. I want to just get these. One, two, three, four. There's 1, 2, 3, one in the middle as well. There we go, that'll do for our sketch, and then I'll just paint now. So I hope that that is visible. Hope it's visible. Oh yeah, there's a few, there's some fence in there as well. And this wall comes out. There we go. Right. That's the drawing part. It's quite a basic sketch, and it's quite faint, so apologies for that. Just trying to get my microphone out of the light. And so I'll grab my brush. I'm going to put in a sky first. I've changed from palette to a plate. This is what I did last time, I forgot. And I was looking for some more paper and stuff. And I found this plate and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I got annoyed with the palette and wanted more space. And then I ended up using a plate. It's ceramic, it's easy to wash, and you can have your bacon and egg off it. So I'm going to put in my sky. So we've got a nice line there, so I think I'll just paint along it. Nice blue sky. Got some trees at the end and a fence, so we can we don't need to worry about that though. We can just whack them in quite dark. Gonna get a bit more white. I'm gonna put in a bit of a cloud. Just using that brush. Just an indication of a cloud in there. Just use the corner of the brush. I'll do. Keep it fluent. Fluent? Fluid? I don't know. Not fluent. That's a bit strange. A fluent painter. He paints fluently. I just want to get a bit of the blue. So I'm going to get some blue. Blue and brown. It's probably a bit too much brown. Let's grey it off in this white. That's not bad for the roof actually, if I throw some red in there. I'll just dull it down with a bit more brown. Well, we've got the roof colour. Brilliant. Probably needs a bit more blue in it. Yeah, a bit more blue in it needed. So let's paint the roof. What a happy accident. Try and use the flat of the brush to get the roof in. A bit more paint. A bit more of that bluey, reddy colour. I'm going to just turn it upside down. So the reason I want to turn it upside down is so I can use the brush to get the edge again. Something like that. There we go. Don't want to spend too much time on that. But I am happy with that. Now I want to get these trees in. So what I actually want, I want a bit of green. Let's get some of this green in with this colour. Blue in it. Get like a greenish, dull green. I could put that in out back here. And I can go a bit darker. Go for, if I grab a bit of the ivory black in with the green. Bit of ivory black, bit of blue, nice and dark. Bring that down. To about there. Just let that dry a little bit, and while that's drying, I want to think about the building colour as a whole. It's not far off this yellow, but it's got a darkness. Darkness? It's got a darkness to it. Sort of a bluey brown. So I might, if I get a layer of this on the top, we might be close. Should we just test it on the edge of that? That's too brown. And that's a darker. It's not bad. A bit more blue, a bit of the white. Sort of like a bluey grey I want. That's close. So I'll put this bluey grey in on top of my paint. I think I can see this door still. Don't know actually. Interesting to see what happens when I put this on. I think I'll paint around the door just so I can still see it. Some of that yellow is going to show through, which is good because I want it to. sort of filling in. So when I first started doing watercolour, I used to draw with a pencil, and I used to find that the watercolours would prevent me from they would sort of repel on the pencil. That's what I was trying to say. I'm going to use my finger to remove some paint. You could use a paper towel or something to pull some of it out. I'm just using my finger. It works quite well. There we go. So we can see a little bit of that. Grey. What would be nice actually. Noticed I haven't done that bit there at the end, the edge. Don't want it to yeah, you can even remove paint with your brush actually, like that. There we go, let's just leave it like that for now. Now I want some ground, which is mostly dirt, mostly browny blacky colour really. With a bit of blue and black. Bit of dirt. And I think I can remember what this looks like. I can paint it on top. Okay. And there's this wall. I'll just put a bit of green in my colour. So that wall there, and then this wall here as well. Browny black, soil. Just want that to come out of there. Okay. Now, just checking to make sure that that's in focus. I think it is. It's because the painting's a bit at that early stage. So I want I'll start creating some effects. So the first effect is I want a bit of dark all the way along the underside of this. Oops. That shadow underneath there. Okay. I'm going to paint in those dark spots as well, like doorways. And there is actually, just going to get some brown for a bit of red in it. And there's this door here that closes there, that needs to go. It's quite light actually, it needs to be a bit darker than that. This here. I quite like doing details. Once you've blocked in your painting, that's when I start to enjoy myself. Like at this point now, I'm starting to think, ooh, I can start putting in details. And there's a dark bit here, very dark. And up there. There's actually another one of those. A bit further up, there's the doorway here. And then there's the pipe, down pipe, which is about there. There's a bit more here. There's a bit of a brown block. It's another shutter, isn't it? That's this one's closed here. Yeah, quite like that. We've got a fence along here, and there's a bit of light hitting a tree there. Let's see if we can get that bit of light on the tree. Let's use this brush. So it's quite a warm light. So I want some cadmium yellow, I think. Bit of red in it. Cad yellow with a bit of red. This light, it sort of hits the tree. And, Sort of like that. Get a bit more of that green in there. And you can see a bit of a fence, but it's sort of a raw umber, I think, there. Mixed quite well with this, actually. Raw umber and the green. Get a little bit of white. We've got a pretty good colour. And you can see the light on the fence. Goes there. And then not as much light on the fence. Just going to turn my page around again just to get this angle to make it easier. So I find the page, you're turning it around all the time. I do anyway. Bit of yellow, some grass and stuff there. That'll do for that distant area. While we've got this grass though on the brush, might as well put some in here. There's grass growing up there. All the way along there. There's grass areas in amongst this lot. Sort of a green hint on these walls as well. Just put that in. Right, I want to get the reddish colour, sort of like a brown and red. It's for the wall. I think that's about right. It's for a round. Oh, I need a bit more dark on that. I need that shape. That curve shape. Like that. That's nice. Now I need a dark version of this. So I'll go into a bit of red, black and blue. In this wall, the sort of the brickwork around the door. Put that in. And then the brickwork around this one as well. and around this up here as well. Okay. Okay, so now I've got to think about the ground. So I want to put the ground in a bit better. And I also need sort of a darker colour. I've just put on this brush. I'm just going to tap in some markings. I just want to create more of a roof looking thing on here. just sort of tapping in the shape of this brush kind of works quite nice. Just so it looks more roof tiley. I'm not going to paint in every tile. It'd take too long, wouldn't it? But it gives it that effect of a bit more like a roof. As it dries, you sort of get different separations of colour. I also want some blue on the roof from the reflected light from the sky. So I'll get a little bit of white and blue. A little bit of white and blue on the brush. I'll put a bit of that in as well. Just ultramarine blue. I don't want to pick up my palette and show you because it's the paint's all going to come off it. So it's getting a little bit dodgy on that palette. So I just want to get a bit of blue and white. There's some nice cool areas of on the roof there. Okay. Now I want some I want to put a little bit of this on the wall. This is it's that raw sienna. It's almost like yellow ochre. Something like that, just to give that a bit more of a yellow hint. Okay, I'm just going to get a bit of black. I just want to straighten this area up. And that door as well. There's a little bit of blue. Bluey brown on here. You can see the blue colour tends to hit things that are quite dark. Like here as well. Got a little bit of white in it. Sort of a bluey green for this. Just let the paint just break off. Same with that area. And even on the ground there's you can see tracks. You can see 2 tracks on the ground from where the guy goes in and drives his van up here. And he turns round. So what would be nice as well, put in that green. Need a bit more paint for this grass here. Especially areas that are picking up a lot more light than others. You can really exaggerate it with the cadmium yellow. So you've got areas that are picking up more light than others. And now for my next trick. Sounded like that, didn't it? And now I need a bit of grass here. And then I want some spots of dark. I only started using this technique where you go like this and you splash in lots of paint. I only used it because I was sat on this field once and I really wanted a lot of dots and stuff, and I spent a while doing a lot of different layers of dots to make the soil, to make it look more soil like. And after I did quite a lot, I thought, oh, that's not bad actually. That actually does look like what I was looking at. Similar anyway. So I carried on. So we can get some of these dots here and there. And this can be a bit darker. Right, so we can paint in this fence now that's in front. As these little dots dry. They should be starting to dry out almost straight away anyway. So only small dots. So we want a browny colour with a bit of green in it. Browny green. Browny greeny yellow. We'll use that. That's probably alright. That is probably alright. So we want this fence. Might use this again. Just so I've got my guide for the fence. I can go along it. That worked out pretty good actually. The bottom of the fence be about there. Yeah, it's actually the other side of this post. It finishes. We can't see the other side, this side, because of the for that post. If I don't get this fence perfect, I mean this gate perfect, I'm not too fussed. I've actually seen these gates being made. My mate makes them. He probably made this one as well. I like seeing craft people doing stuff like that. It always amazes me, really. There we go. And there's a sign in the middle of it, but it's quite pale. It's more of a sort of a blue colour. You can't really see what's on the sign though. That's the thing. It's faded so much. And then there's this post. I'm going to get a bit of blue. It's more blue than anything. It's a bit dirty at the bottom, so we'll change that. Something like that. And there's this post. And So, we've put in everything that's needed for now, but now there is some nice dappled light in the painting as well, so we need to put that in. So getting some yellow and white. I think I need to be a bit cleaner with my colour, so I need some of this yellow. Yeah, something like that, quite strong. So there's light, there's a bit of light that hits in there. Sort of hits the inside of that. There's light that goes ching along there. There's light that goes ching. And there as well. The light kind of stretches across. So the dappled light effect that you get, especially when it stretches like this. I've taken a picture of this millions of times, but I've never got around to painting it, and it does look amazing though. Got that light there. Sort of stretching. It's better. I'm trying to get this almost the same effect that's on the wall. It's hard to get though. Some of it is kind of golden looking. Get a bit more of the gold in it. That raw sienna. There's some that goes a bit bigger there. Some of it is less bright than others, so I can just move it a bit. Pick up more paint and then I can make that brighter and that bit brighter there, and that's quite bright there, and then you can see it on this. There's blob there, blob. It's almost rounded on this. It's weird. Looks really different. Yeah, I do like the effect that it has though, it's amazing. And on this fence, you can see it here. And there. It's almost gone, this fence. I can just about see. It's where the light just goes warm on it in some places. Quite a nice effect. It's quite warm there. Bit warm on there. There's a bit of a post or something there. I don't know what that is. Well, that's warmer. Yeah, something like that. Now I want a bit of white. On this, it's really light. Yeah, those bits are the lightest bits there. Amazing. And then, oh, we haven't done the roof ones. Now the roof ones are more of a pink, more of a pinky orangey colour. And you can see a few. There's one up there. There's one here. There. There's a bit of a warm brown on this panel. Sort of see just that panel. Oh, and along there. Yeah. Bit there on that brick. Yeah, the next bit I want to do on the fence. I'm not going to sit on the fence on this one. But you can see the top of the fence. It's blue here. You can see a bit more of that fence now. There is a bit of... Just realised I haven't done the cap of this. Is sort of a light blue, very light blue on the top of that, and a bit of yellow on that sign as well. You could keep going, can't you? Keep going with these. Well, that's pretty much the effect of the painting, and there's a bit more of a stronger dark underneath here. Yeah. Oh, there is a red. There's a red in there where the light's hitting. And in there. So a few of those lights. But yeah, so there we go. There's today's sketch. I could keep going for hours and put in detail and more. Keep looking at your painting and you see, oh, I could do this. Like there's sort of dirt up the side of that. Same there. There's also another window there. But anyway, we'll call this one because we've got the effect that we wanted, which was I wanted to get this light effect hitting different areas, and I quite enjoyed doing this. Actually, quite enjoyed it. And I've got to got to finish sometime, don't you? You got to finish sometimes. Bit of yellow on that, bit of light hitting that. Some very muted sort of lights on there as well. And there is yeah, I really need to stop. I really need to stop. When to stop? When do you stop? I just want to get a little bit of blue in there. Different changes in colour. Anyway, we'll call this one finished. Hope you enjoyed this one. It's was a bit of a mission. I could still paint more on it. I could keep going for hours to try and get all the little details and do more and more, but for now I think I'll call this one finished. So thanks very much for watching this one, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.